Welcome to today's episode of The Righteous Path. Today we're diving into a really deep and reflective topic, the relationship between suffering, legacy, and enlightenment. It's a heavy one, but it's important.
Absolutely. We're talking about a message that combines the struggles of life with the deeper spiritual lessons that can come from them. It's a bit of a tough pill to swallow, but incredibly enlightening when you think about it.
Right? The story we're discussing today comes from someone whose mother has been battling cancer, and they ask this powerful question: is there any way for my mom to die without pain? It's a question that many of us can relate to, especially when we witness our loved ones suffer.
That's such a poignant question. The pain of seeing someone you love struggle is overwhelming, and I think what's particularly striking here is that the answer goes beyond just alleviating physical pain. It asks the listener to reflect on something much deeper, about their own life, their own actions, and their own legacy.
Exactly. The answer isn't just about comfort for the parent. It's about what the child can learn from the experience. The idea is that the suffering of the parent is actually a lesson for the child, about life, about choices, and about the consequences of not living according to the law of grand nature, or Jungbub, as it's called in Korean.
Right. The idea of Jungbub, or the righteous law, suggests that everything, our pain, our struggles, happens for a reason. In this case, the parent's suffering isn't just random. It's a wake-up call for the child to reflect on their own life and what they're doing with it. It's a call to action.
Yeah, the reflection here is powerful. It's about asking yourself, will I live the same way my parents lived? Will my own children be able to look at my life and be proud, or will they feel sorrow over my choices? This whole concept revolves around the idea of breaking the cycle, of not repeating the same mistakes as those before us.
And that's what the Jungbub, or righteous law, is all about. Breaking cycles of pain, suffering, and negative karma. It's about learning from past generations so that future generations don't have to endure the same struggles. It's all interconnected. If we don't reflect, we risk repeating the same patterns, unknowingly passing down the same pain.
That's a heavy thought. It makes you reconsider the way we view our own lives and the lives of our ancestors. There's this idea that if we don't understand the lessons we're supposed to learn, we'll keep seeing the same patterns, whether that's in illness, relationships, or struggles of any kind.
Absolutely. And this is where the concept of Jul comes in, which refers to the family's history of sin or karma. If your ancestors struggled with something, whether it was illness, poverty, or spiritual ignorance, there's a chance that the same thing might come back around unless you actively learn from it and work to change it.
And that's what's so powerful about this teaching. By breaking that cycle, by truly reflecting and learning from these experiences, you don't just free yourself. You free your ancestors as well, allowing them to move towards peace. It's a kind of spiritual evolution that goes beyond just individual growth. It's about helping your entire family lineage find peace.
Right. It's not just about living in a way that's right for you. It's about living in a way that benefits your ancestors and even your descendants. If you live righteously, it doesn't just affect you. It helps release your ancestors' sorrow, and it sets the stage for your children and grandchildren to live differently, more enlightened lives.
Exactly. The idea is that by living with this awareness, you help elevate not just your life, but the lives of those who came before you. It's a way of honoring their struggles and pain by learning from them. And the ripple effect is profound.
So how do we practically apply this? How do we start reflecting in a way that can actually make a difference? Because it's one thing to talk about these deep spiritual concepts, but living them is a whole different challenge.
That's a great question. It starts with awareness. It's about constantly asking yourself, what am I learning from this moment? Whether it's from your parents' suffering, your own challenges, or even your family's history. And then it's about taking responsibility for your own path, making decisions that break away from destructive cycles and moving towards something more righteous.
Right. And it's not just about avoiding pain either. It's about embracing the struggle with the understanding that it's part of your spiritual growth. That's where the real lesson lies, in understanding why things happen and what they teach you.
And the most important part is sharing that learning with others, whether it's with your children or your community. This knowledge, when passed down, has the power to change not just individual lives, but entire societies.
It's like a chain reaction. The more people who live righteously and break these cycles, the more society as a whole can evolve. It's not just personal salvation, it's collective progress.
Exactly. And that's the goal, to create a world where we're not just surviving, but thriving by living with purpose, by understanding our connection to the past, and by learning from those who came before us. We create a better future, not just for ourselves, but for humanity as a whole.
It's a lot to take in, but it's definitely an important reminder of how interconnected we all are. From our ancestors to our descendants, every action, every choice we make has a ripple effect.
So let's leave our listeners with this thought. How can you start reflecting on your own life and your family's history? What can you do today to break free from old patterns and live more righteously?
Definitely something to think about. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of The Righteous Path. Keep reflecting, keep learning, and keep growing.